I'm Signy Johnson and I am one of your discussion leaders for this week. Today I'd like to discuss cues to deception, specifically vocal cues. I will first go over the key terms for this concept, then provide real-life examples on how they demonstrate this idea, and then ask you all a couple of questions. As we learned this week, there are several different types of cues to deception that allow us to detect when someone is lying to us. This includes verbal cues, emblematic slips, other gestures, and of course, vocal cues. Vocal cues are defined as any speech-related noise other than words themselves. These are identified as speech errors, vocal pauses, and higher pitches. Great, but what does that mean? Speech errors are the use of non-words such as or vocal repetitions like I'm not really sure, and partial words like I shouldn't. These can happen for a variety of reasons: nervousness, social anxiety, distractions, but are also indicators of deception. Both vocal pauses are either long or short pauses. They can occur when someone hesitates before responding or when they are eager and they respond too quickly. When these happen too often in a conversation, it creates a red flag for the person listening. Both speech errors and vocal pauses may cause suspicion for a couple of reasons. They both indicate cognitive load on the brain caused by lying. Cognitive load is defined as the used amount of working memory resources. So basically, when someone lies, they use a greater amount of working memory to come up with the lie that they are telling. This causes their brain to work harder in order to come up with something that isn't actually true or did not actually happen. Using pauses or fillers allows for the brain to catch up and gives more time to think of a lie. Another reason for speech errors and vocal pauses is that individuals may not have intended on lying and will in return make speech errors or vocal pauses. They may have been caught off guard and had not expected meaning to lie. The third type of vocal cue is a change in vocal pitch. This occurs most often when someone is feeling some type of emotion, whether it's sadness, guilt, delight, or anger. In our reading about detecting deceit from words, voice, or body, we learned that raised pitch does not mean deceit. However, it will help to reveal an individual's feelings. So if they claim to be happy, but their pitch rate increases, it may indicate that they are actually upset or sad. Because of this, change in pitch can help to detect when someone is lying. Okay, so now let's put that all into perspective. While learning about the vocal cues, two examples came to mind. I first thought of the game Two Truths and a Lie I used to play growing up, as I'm sure many of you also did. In this game, the goal was to tell two truths and a lie about yourself. The idea was to come up with a lie that was believable enough for the others to think it was true. The others would then try to guess which was the lie. While some kids were really good at coming up with believable lies, others exhibited vocal cues that easily gave them away. They would effortlessly tell their two truths, but then when they told their lie, they would either hesitate or use non-words such as From there, it was always easy to guess the correct answer. While this is a very simple example of the concept, I think it allows for a better understanding of how vocal cues work to detect deception. Okay, so another example comes from the popular TV show Friends. I encourage you to pause this video and watch the 17-second clip, which I linked in this post. Okay, so now that you have watched the clip, in this particular episode, Ross had just walked in on his friend Joey and his longtime love interest, Rachel, kissing each other. Joey and Rachel are really concerned about Ross as he stands there speechless. When he finally responds, he insists that he's fine. However, his squeaky voice reveals that he's likely lying and is not, in fact, fine. This is an excellent example of a vocal cue as his voice becomes much higher pitched when he lies. From this, we can assume that he may be feeling hurt, sad, or even heartbroken. So, after all that, I have a few questions for you. Can you think of a specific time in which you or someone else you know told a lie and exhibited a vocal cue? Why do you think that cue presented itself in that way? The next question is, when do you think vocal cues are most likely to happen? On the phone, face-to-face, with close friends, or with acquaintances, or maybe another situation? Okay, so that's all for today. I look forward to hearing your responses.